What's up, squad? It's Brandon from the Bantu Sun. Thank you so much for joining me today. So, somebody has to ask the question, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. Is Israel America's Achilles heel? There's recent media articles which speak of Biden or the Biden administration expressing privately that Israel is unlikely to win a war with Hezbollah. Hezbollah operates primarily out of Lebanon and is part of the Iranian network of allies that the Iranians have built up in the region, primarily consisting of Bashar al-Assad regime in Syria, Hezbollah in Lebanon, Houthis in Yemen, amongst others. There are also going to be some Shiite controlled or led militias operating in Iraq, as well as Iran itself. This is a general lay of the land. And what we have seen is so many things that really throw me off. And one is this full throated defense of Gaza, the Palestinians, Arabic population by Iran. I have no idea. I understand there's a negotiations taking place, but I have no idea how Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and the UAE has not came out in a stronger, more affirmative position than they have thus far. This is really interesting to me because basically what they're doing is they're letting Iran come in and let Iran position themselves as the hallmark, the the bastion of Islam. And this is something that I find astonishing that Saudi Arabia would allow any other country to take such a sacred place amongst the culture. You would imagine that the head of Islam or the the bastion of Islam would be the home of Mecca, the home of Medina. It would be the Arabic homeland on the Arabian Peninsula. It would be Saudi Arabia. I can live with UAE, but definitely would have thought it would have been Saudi Arabia. So, but that hasn't been the case. But what you are seeing when it comes to push come to shove, and the military escalation is allegedly Iranian proxies stepping up, whether that's the Houthis off the Red Sea trying to shut down shipping going to Israel, whether that's rocket launches coming from sites within Iraq and in Syria, and now we understand escalating tensions with Lebanon. So you have all this stuff going on in the Middle East, and Israel, and how it was explained to me once is Israel sees their greatest. Israel is invested in America because Israel is invested in itself. And by being thoroughly invested in America, Israel believes it can ensure its survivability. So therefore, Israel will not put America in a compromising position. But as we can see, that is not the case. There are worldwide protests on what is going on in Gaza Strip, and I don't come down on either side. This is just observation of what I'm seeing. There are worldwide protests. Israel is losing the PR war on this one, and America is looking like a lackey. And America is using a lot of energy. As when this first happened and it came out, I thought America could get this thing over quick because you have Russia, Ukraine, you have China, you're still going back and forth with Iran, and this is not a good look. Turning Gaza, Israeli tanks and superior technology, turning Gaza into rubble, parading a bunch of middle-aged men who look more like merchants and clerks than they do soldiers, and saying that these guys are the great devil, and you won't stop until Hamas has been destroyed, it's not working. It looks like a bully a bully picking on a less advanced neighboring civilization. It's just a bad look. And I think at the beginning, initially I thought it was going to be a skirmish. Go and get the skirmish, the retaliatory skirmish for the October 7th attack. I understood that's how Israel operate. Hit them hard, hit them heavy. Okay. What I think should have been done is that Israel had public opinion on their side on the October 7th attack. They should have went in, worked with the PLO, and became so ingrained in Gaza Strip that it would have prevented Hamas from ever resurfacing again through working with the PLO. That didn't happen. Israel went Operation Apocalypse. And basically, this is where we are now. Reason why this is important is I remember in football, right? Under Tom Brady Patriots. Now their division was considered American football. Tom Brady Patriots. Come with me on this. Come with me. I'm going to land. Tom Brady Patriots played in one of the worst divisions, right? AFC East. And I remember they used to play teams like the Buffalo Bills and Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets. Teams that weren't necessarily good or couldn't beat that many people. But one thing you notice is every once in a while, they would beat the Patriots, which were the superior team. And the reason why is because over time, they were comfortable playing with the Patriots. The Patriots did not intimidate them. They played the Patriots 2 times a year, which is a lot in the NFL, considering it was a 16, 17 game season. They played those teams 2 times a year, and those teams started to build around the Patriots. And they was like, we don't beat anybody. We're going to beat the Patriots. And even though the Patriots still got their championships, their inferior peer group would every once in a while get a come up on them. And they would defeat the Patriots to a lot of people's surprise. And this is, I think, what happened. When Israel first were established, the Middle East was not the powers that they are today. And over time, as Israel has gone back to that same crossover hook, that same, we're going to outpower you, we're going to bring in tanks and jets, and we're just going to grind you to a pulp. And over time, the Palestinians and their Arab allies or their Middle East allies have learned to evolve around the Israeli style. And who's to say? I still don't know the igniter for the October 7th attacks, but who's to say those attacks weren't done? Israel, being who they've historically been, went in hard and heavy, and then the Palestinians stepped back like a matador, suckering in a bull, and they let Israel rush in and cause a demolition. Hamas is still attacking Israel. Hamas is getting daily wins. They're releasing captured footage of Israeli every day. So Hamas is still in a fight. And all Israel have is Gazan rubble, more or less. You're not seeing Hamas leadership. And now it seems as though the war is escalating. They just found out that Hamas is using missiles from North Korea. That's on the other side of the Eurasian continent. So you got North Korean missiles that are making it to Hamas at this stage. Now, granted, they might have came via other means, i.e. Russia, Syria, Iran, etc. But this is really sucking up a lot of oxygen in the room. And for America, it is sucking up a lot of goodwill. America has built this alliance on mutual benefit. There's not that many countries that are benefited at this stage because most countries in the world are horrified on what they're seeing in the media that's happening in Gaza. You got to wonder at some point, is America really going to tap out and say, Israel, calm down. We need to make a more pragmatic approach. So we're going to continue to watch, but it seems as though things are getting deeper and deeper and deeper. And I really think the Iranian allies are trending towards open warfare. And that's going to be a heavy lift for Israel with a population less than 10 million people. So on a sliver of land on the eastern Mediterranean, wide open to the sea, smushed up, surrounded by Islamic and Arabic countries. They're in a very precarious situation. And considering the aggression they have at this moment, I wonder it is going to be a matter of time before America say, hey, you need to calm down and we need to get a more pragmatic approach. Especially now that you're saying Ukraine is starting to cry for uncle. Ukraine is saying they're running out of money, and the Russians are stepping up their bombardments. So this is interesting to say the least, but we'll keep watching out. Love to hear your thoughts. Comment below. Like, share, subscribe if you enjoy the content. Until next time, take care. Bantu up.